What's cracking and showing me Mr. Criminal? Shout out to everybody out there commenting, reacting to these videos, and liking these reaction videos. Keep on commenting, subscribing, leaving your comments below. I really want to know what you guys have to say about this situation. I've been reading some good comments, and we're going to keep on reacting. So today, the Middle East is on full go mode. They saying a ceasefire has been in place within 10 minutes. 100 strikes were seen off the coast of Lebanon by Israel. And if that's a ceasefire, I don't know what is, bro. At the end of the day, you got Iran and America are over here saying we're going to go ahead and ceasefire. Then Israel just goes off and starts launching all kinds of bombs, the most bombs ever seen since the war has started. Now, I don't think that shows a country that wants peace. I think that shows a country that wants destruction, wants continued drama, and wants problems. You see, Israel has been accused of warmongering in the region. And I'm starting to believe this is true, man. At the end of the day, they're launching all these attacks on Lebanon, but Lebanon is to their north, but then they have a bigger problem on the east of them. So they're trying to wage wars in different areas at different times. And now what? We're gonna go into the region and back them up and let off bombs towards Lebanon, and then eventually come to a ceasefire with them. And then what are they gonna do? They're gonna strike someone else. So with that being said, let's go ahead and react to this news.
2 days after Israel carried out its heaviest assault on Lebanon since the start of the war, people in the city of Tyre are still searching through their damaged homes.
A year and a half ago, my business was destroyed. And now, this is my second business that's also been lost. A large place that we turned into a home and a business.
Well, sirens have sounded in Safed and several other towns in northern Israel following rocket fire from Lebanon. Hezbollah said it launched rockets targeting Israeli army facilities. These images show the aftermath in Safed, where falling debris caused damage after the rockets were intercepted. Well, let's turn to Heidi Pett.
I'm seeing so much damage and so much destruction. See, sometimes the news won't show everything, but if you could imagine 100 targets being striked in the first 10 minutes, that's a lot of destruction.
Now in the Lebanese capital,
probably wouldn't even capture it all.
Beirut. And Heidi, I mentioned this contact between the Lebanese and Israeli ambassadors to Washington. That seems to have set up a meeting for Tuesday. What are we expecting to happen in that meeting?
Yes, that's right. So they held a phone call at about 9 p.m. local time and agreed to meet in Washington on Tuesday. Now, the Lebanese president's office, shortly after that phone call, issued a statement saying that the two had agreed to meet to discuss announcing a ceasefire and the start of negotiations. But not long after that, the Israeli ambassador also issued a statement saying that the two had not agreed to discuss a ceasefire with Hezbollah, which...
Because Israel wants to keep war going at all costs. Israel wants the war to keep going at all costs. They will do anything to keep fires burning within the world.
He described as the main impediment going forward, citing their continued attacks on Israel. And it is true that Hezbollah has once again started attacking Israeli troops who are part of the ground invasion here in Lebanon, and also firing rockets into Israel. They've launched more than 50 operations in the last 24 hours after they had initially paused on Wednesday due to their understanding that the regional ceasefire did apply here in Lebanon. Now, Israel and its military made it abundantly clear that they did not consider that to be the case, launching more than 100 airstrikes in the span of 10 minutes, and the death toll here in Lebanon as a result of those strikes only continues to climb as hospital workers continue to identify the dead, but it has now passed more than 350.
350 innocent people, children, school teachers, doctors, innocent babies. This is just what's been going on in Gaza amplified to other countries, because if they were to keep the cameras in Gaza and keep on showing what Israel's doing to Gaza, it wouldn't be pretty.
You mentioned the death toll. How are these continuing attacks impacting the humanitarian situation
But
there?
they can sweep that under the rug and keep pushing.
Yeah, the attacks continue. Well, Wednesday was a very, very black day. Israeli airstrikes have continued over the course of Friday. Notably, 2 paramedics were killed when their ambulance was targeted earlier on Friday, and 19 people were killed when an Israeli airstrike targeted a government building in the town of Nabatea. Now, among the dead there were 13 members of the government security forces. Israel has maintained throughout this entire period that it is targeting Hezbollah, and the civilian toll has obviously also been enormous. But this is significant because Israel is supposed to be about to enter these direct.
Yeah, Hezbollah is in all these different buildings and all over the world. Like, make it make sense, man. There's no way that they were successful in their attack on Hezbollah. They have to know that they're getting innocent people involved, but they don't care. They don't really care.
Negotiations with the Lebanese state, who it is asking to essentially help them out by disarming Hezbollah, and yet at the same time they are killing the security forces of the Lebanese government. But more,
why is America getting involved in this problem, man? I still don't understand that. Why is America being Israel's muscle? Why is America going into regions where we don't belong? Why are our kids and our troops being sent to this foreign land that has nothing to do with us? Why is Iran more important than our homeless in the streets here? Why is Iran more important than the budgets need to be spent here? We spent $1 trillion already over there in Iran, and daily spending more, while so many people suffer and struggle out here. I don't understand it, man.
More broadly across the south, the Israeli ground invasion continues, and we have had many warning of the dire humanitarian situation for thousands of people who do still remain in the south. The World Food Programme today warned of an impending food security crisis, saying that many markets in the south were closed, others had only a week's worth of supplies left, and stating that there were between 50 and 150,000 people in South Lebanon who were in need of humanitarian assistance.
All right, thanks so much, Heidi Pett.
It's going to be to the point where people all over the world need humanitarian assistance. They already do. But I'm saying for missiles raining down on their cities. Imagine living your life, eating your food, watching YouTube, and bombs going off all around you. And some of your best friends, your teachers, your doctors, all the people around you are dead. And now you're in no power, and you have to clean this whole thing up. There's not even enough resources around you to clean it up, so you have to put on your clothes and go out there and dig out your best friends and children and the people. This is their reality. This is what these people are living every day. And we're still in the comfort of our own homes, chilling, partying, watching sports. Eventually this will hit us. Eventually this will come to our front door, and we will have no choice but to feel what these people are feeling.
There in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. The World Health Organization has said some of Lebanon's hospitals could run out of life-saving medical supplies within days. Several of Wednesday's airstrikes targeted central Beirut, from where Malcolm Webb has more.
People in Beirut
Look at that.
trying to come to terms with the aftermath of Israel's attacks on Wednesday. The city hasn't experienced this level of death and destruction in decades. Hours after the US and Iran agreed to a truce, Israel says it launched 100 strikes in just 10 minutes across Lebanon.
100 strikes in 10 minutes. And Lebanon's a real beautiful place. They say it's like Miami, right next to the coast, shopping, all that. And these people are out there having to deal with that 1 minute and then this the next.
The attack killed hundreds of people. Hundreds more were injured, and hospitals were overrun with casualties. Not all of them survived. Khair Hamir came here to collect the bodies of his brother and his nephew.
This girl, she was there. We brought her to the hospital. They treated her. And her brother as well. He had an operation on his head. Her father was killed. Her other brother was also killed. She has one brother left. What are we supposed to do?
Families of the missing don't know if their loved ones will ever be found. In the
Under all that rubble, under all that destruction, how could you find people? How could you find anyone?
vast piles of debris.
There was a warehouse here. The neighbors say it was used to store food and humanitarian supplies for displaced people. This is all that's left of it. The bomb that hit it was so powerful, it's blasted all of the windows and some of the walls out of dozens of the surrounding apartments. All of the bombs that hit central Beirut came in densely populated residential areas. That's what's led to such high numbers of people being killed and injured.
Lebanon's health services were already...
And all along, Israel's sitting there, rubbing their hands together like, who's next? Who's next?
Drained by weeks of Israeli attacks, including on health facilities and ambulances, and years of economic crisis. The World Health Organization says Wednesday's airstrikes have left hospitals low on life-saving supplies.
This is a ceasefire, though. This is a ceasefire. Once we negotiate a ceasefire for Iran, Israel turns around and goes and bombs on these fools. Like, what sense does that make? This goes to show this is not a country that wants peace. This is not a country that wants peace.
When you have that kind of mass casualty, actually, it requires to bring all your resources just to make sure there are no gaps. And the supplies that we were thinking actually to use for the next 2 weeks were consumed in 1 day, in 24 hours. So that will not give us actually to accommodate another mass casualty, another crisis day.
Many of Beirut's younger residents haven't seen anything like this before. Lebanon's health system will struggle to cope if it happens again. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
Developing now an illegal immigrant.
This is our reality. This is the reality set forth in the world we live in 2026. If you can't see that we are spiraling into a whole different time, then you're blind. This is definitely one of the years that are going to set off for the future of what's to come within the world. This is the year of the reset. This is the year of restructuring the world as we know it. There's so many things happening right now. AI is taking over like crazy. Israel's going just absolutely bananas out there. The US is getting involved in things that we shouldn't. The troops are getting sent out there. Automatic draft just happened in the United States. There's like so many things happening in our world that's leading to make me believe that this could be the end. I hope it isn't. I hope it's not the beginning of the end. But it definitely feels like it. You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. When you see smoke, there's fire. And right now there's smoke all over the world. Makes me think the better times. It makes me think of like the days we took all this for granted and just were living and laughing and enjoying each other, and those times are gone. It's gonna take a lot of changes in the world to get to where we're going to be normal again. That feels so far away. It's not even funny. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about this situation, man. I think it's sad that the Israel people are out there just keep on starting this. And it's like they're never gonna learn. We're always gonna be at their call when they're in trouble. How many states are congressmen are bought off from AIPAC? How many influential people are backing up Israel for all this to be happening? I don't know. Leave your comment below and let me know what you think. As I always say, stay prayed up, take care of your family, and keep God first. It's your homie, Mr. Criminal, and I'm out.